This morning I am with Lenore Bazzichi. She's the president of the Elwood City Revitalization. Hi,
Hello.
Lenore. It's good to have you with
Good
us
to see
this
you
afternoon.
today.
And I would like to just interview and just ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Could tell me a little bit about the revitalization started in 2007.
Yes.
2007. Okay, could you tell me how it started, who's involved?
It actually started, if you remember back, Elwood City was having some problems with arson and drugs, and there was prayer vigil, the first one. And I went to that by myself just because my heart was burdened for Elwood City. And after, on the back of the program, I saw the different names and the charities that, you know, if you needed to volunteer. And there was one that was under Mayor Clyde at the time, and it said Elwood Beautification. And I didn't know who he was, and so I asked, and someone said, that's him standing there with Tony Court. He was a council person at the time, and Marilyn Massini was also a council person.
Okay.
So I went up to them and I said, what beautification committee? And they said, oh, some people pick up some garbage. And I said, well, the downtown. And then I made the mistake of saying my father was Henry Bazzichi.
Oh yes, I remember.
Yes, and he was.
From Park 8.
Yes, he loved the city, did a lot of charity work, started the blood drives, historical society, just did so much for the city because he loved the city. Never wanted anything in return. But that was his mission. And then they go, oh, you're Henry's girl. And it's like, yes, I am. And then I thought I would just start with downtown, cleaning up the old signage and things like that. Well, then I wrote a mission statement, prayed about it, and went to the leaders of the community and asked if they would help. And the ones that couldn't help, they said, I will volunteer my wife, or I volunteer vice president, and everybody that I asked said yes. And if that's not a miracle,
time, huh?
God put everything together. I heard all the stories how nothing worked in the past, but for the first time in all these years, since the steel mills left, we had government working with the businesses, the community, and we got together a board, and we're a 501c3 nonprofit, and we have been able to, in the last 2 years, between raising money locally with local businesses and then state and federal grants, and the borough, we have now, it's a $2 million project.
Wow, that is commendable.
And it is, again, I wanted to do it for the glory of God. And that's just my standing. It has nothing to do with anybody else on the board. But we're believers. And I believe that it's all in our heart. We love this city. And when you see that the stores are closing and things aren't going well, there has to be a reason for people to come back downtown. And with what you're doing now, changing your facade, you have to want to put money back into your business and work with everybody that can help you. And that's the whole idea, is getting people back downtown. If you don't have the downtown as a hub, you don't have a community.
That's true. That's very true.
You really, it used to be that you walked to church, you walked to your grocery stores, everybody knew each other, and as we grow in the 21st century, everyone seems to be disconnected with
the computers and Facebook and social networking. They stay home and they don't interact anymore.
And now with the Elwood City Community Plaza, the water feature and the lights are going to be, it's going to glow at night. It's going to bring people downtown. The stage is 40 foot in diameter. So we're going to be able to have all kinds of performances, music, dance, art, and then spread out through the community. And building by building, I think it just,
people
are so excited what you have done, what your community of Dayspring have done in 10 years, and now to be doing what you're going to do in the front, it's going to blow people away.
And you know what the exciting part is? A lot of people think, oh, I don't have money, or I don't have big people. We're very small in numbers, but we're big in vision.
Passion.
And passion. That's all it really takes.
And if you have one vision, and that vision, and if your eyes are on the Lord, everything is possible with Christ. Everything.
Well, speaking of vision, it's so exciting. You're getting me excited.
I know.
Now, speaking of the vision, what do you see? Like people coming back to town beyond that and the hub. Would you see anything specific?
Yes, I see every store being filled. The older buildings that cannot be fixed, they will come down and new buildings will go up. and they will match the style of Elwood and that feel of community. And as every building is full, the factories, and it doesn't have to be one business or another, it can be variety, like Sabre just came in, and they hired 85 people already. They've donated the arches for the stage to be able to hang the lights.
People are good, aren't
people,
they? They want to believe in something.
Yes, they do. And again, if people are working and the stores are full, our churches will be full again. And we, as the older generation now, need to give the younger generation a reason to stay in Elwood City.
That's true.
Even the ones that want to go to college and come back, they can open a business. They're going to see that there is possibility in our town. And this town is a blessing to so many people because it is still a small town, but we're within minutes of the airport, of all major highways. There's just so many reasons to stay. We have the park, the swimming pool, things that people don't realize. Take for granted. That especially if they haven't moved away from Elwood, it's the ones that moved away or have moved into Elwood see the potential. They're the ones that are really jumping. Yes.
It's always sad that people, when something's right under your nose, it seems like you take it for granted, or you don't even know what you do have.
Just the little things. It's like when you ask somebody, do you know where the Statue of Liberty is? And they'll go, New York. And it's like, no, we have the exact replica in front of the Lincoln High School. And people don't know that. The walking tour of the 5th graders last year that the chamber did and the teachers, and now they're going to expand it. But we have, if you just take the time, and I know you do this when you go up and down the streets praying, look at the buildings across the street and look up.
Yes.
Dan Faranis, the architect in town that's on the board also, he said if you would just look up past the 12 feet that people changed over the years and see the beautiful artwork that people came in, and it was for the steel mills that they brought all these masons and stone layers and stuff. They built this town, and the steel heritage is still here, but the heritage has to keep moving forward. And like Eric Ryan, the new unique businesses, and then the downtown, then buying the Emporium, and then that expanding. Again, your building. The plaza.
We do have a surprise in our building. I'm not going to tell it now, but
come on!
No. Everybody just keep watching the building, because when we get the surprise up, it is going to be quite impressive.
And that's just it. If we have this area, and then the 500 block, and then the library on the 400 block, and then we start working the opposite way, building by building. But the idea is getting people downtown, getting them feeling that there is hope.
Yes.
And the faith that we all have.
That's what I wanted to ask you. How has faith played an important part in you doing this as the founder or the president of the revitalization? I mean, you've had setbacks, I'm sure, and how do you handle those setbacks, and how has faith played an important part?
Well, as you know, because I'll come over and I'll say start praying.
Yeah.
It is the faith that Christ is my Savior, and that if we don't tell the people that we meet and that we love, if they died tomorrow, where would they spend eternity? That's what gets me. How can we make it attractive for them to come downtown and know that hope is there? And faith.
If they see something like the hope that we're seeing being revitalized, maybe there's hope for me too.
Yes.
Maybe there's hope for my life.
And like you said, it takes one person. And if we all, there's so many people doing so many good things in town, but they're spread apart. The chamber and Terry Strombaugh, the new director, and the different organizations that are working now together. And today I met with the Hoyt. There's just so many amazing artists in this area. Just so many creative people.
Yes, there are.
And again, it's hard walking that fine line. As having a board now, my faith I can't interject into the public unless someone asks me, and then they'll hear about it.
You give a reason for the hope that is within you.
Yes, and it is I wanted this to glorify God. And at night, when you won't believe how beautiful. If you go on the website, which is www.elwoodcityrevitalization.com or .org.
Can you say that again?
It's www.elwoodcityrevitalization, all one word, .org.
Okay.
And click on the links to look at and see what happens. The water feature that's on the side of the Kimball building, at night with the lights on it, it just sparkles. And we're bringing in the full-grown locust trees next week, and every one of them has lights underneath it. And so when the stage has their lights on, and the water feature is lit, the trees are lit, and Armstrong Cable is providing the Wi-Fi, you'll be able to go down, eat lunch, have dinner. I envision a young couple going to one of our concerts there, meeting, getting married, in fact, getting married on the stage, having children, buying a new home in Elwood City, going to the churches in Elwood City.
Yeah.
And and then they become part of the revitalization. We have one of the biggest downtown areas. There's 14 blocks. We have over 80 viable businesses, and people don't realize that because they don't walk downtown anymore. They might run into one store and get in their car. We want people to get out. They always talk about parking problems. We want a parking problem. We want people to get out of their cars, to walk, say hello to each other.
Well, I was interviewed the mayor a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
And that's what he was saying too, the same vision. So we are not disconnected, we are connected.
Yes.
And if we can come together with that
Yes.
vision. Well, Lenore, I'll tell you, it has been so great to be able to be with you and to talk to you
And I want to
face
thank
face.
you, Cindy, and your church, because I know you've been a prayer warrior for the revitalization. And when I do there's so many obstacles. You've always been there to pray with us and to move forward, so thank you so much.
Well, I'll tell you,
Congratulations.
we'll do this again. I know, I'm excited about this. Yeah,
I get excited, and
I
it's sort of
know.
like I talk fast.
No, that's great. It's exciting because, like I say, we've been in this together, and we also have come through and paid off the mortgage of this building, and we own it. We're debt-free at the moment until we put the front on, and we start all over again. But that's what it's all about. It's progress.
That's right. You
and
keep
we
going.
trust God one day at a time
That's
to
right.
supply. Well, it's good to have you here.
This is the day the Lord has made, and we're going to rejoice and be glad in it.
Amen. So God bless you.
Thank you so much. Mwah.
We'll do it again.
Okay.
Okay.